The multimedia capabilities of computer applications, including images, video, text, and audio, provide a rich and engrossing experience for students. The formats are easier to customize to each student's learning style and pace. There exists computer-based instruction in education, in which it is any curricula where students interact with the computer as a key element of the learning process. Although the term is used to describe a number of different teaching methodologies and curricula, an instructor is almost always present to organize and monitor students' activities. On this presentation, we're going to evaluate and go through about the elements and the criteria on how to properly evaluate computer-based instruction. The most relevant instructional attributes of the software to be evaluated will depend on the type of the instructional modes used in the software. In the following slides, we're going to take a look at the evaluation of computer-based instruction materials for various instructional modes. These are the guidelines for reviewing CBI title for quality drills and practice. This is an example of a simple evaluation form for drills and practice software. Flashed on the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included on the evaluation form. These are the elements found in a good tutorial program. This is an example of a simple evaluation form for tutorial software. On the right side of the screen, there you can see the possible questions that may be included in the evaluation form. On this slide is a sample of a good use of graphics to illustrate the procedure. Reflected are the steps in product design. Now let's move on to instructional games. Reflected are the elements found in a good gaming program. This is an example of a simple evaluation form for instructional game software. Again, on the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included in the evaluation form. On this slide are the elements found in a good simulation program. While on this slide is a sample of a simple evaluation form for simulation software. On the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included in the evaluation form. Cellcraft is one of the examples of a simulation game in which you play the role of a cell trying to defeat a virus before they defeat you. An excellent introduction to cell biology for middle school students. Making History is an educational simulation game from Musilane Software. Users are placed in historical contexts, either Europe or Pacific, and they need to make decisions in the roles of various dictators, prime ministers, or presidents. We are on our fourth instructional mode, and this is problem solving. The following are the elements found in a good problem solving program. For our fourth instructional mode, these are the electronic multimedia books. The following are the elements found in a good electronic multimedia book. While this is an example of a simple evaluation form for electronic multimedia book. Again, on the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included in the evaluation form. For our second to the last instructional mode, we have multimedia database. These are the elements found in a good electronic multimedia database. Meanwhile, this is an example of a simple evaluation form for a multimedia database. This is the evaluation form, and on the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included. We are down to our last instructional mode, which is instructional 2. This is an example or the elements found in a good instructional 2. Last but not the least is a sample of a simple evaluation form for an instructional tools. This is the evaluation form, and on the right side of the screen are the possible questions that may be included. And there you go. We are in the part 2 of this presentation discussing about the other issues that we may encounter in computer-based instructional materials. Starting off with the use of questions in computer-based instruction. Answer judging. Feedback. And learner's control. A wide array of information is now easily accessible from the internet. Hence, students are making use of the internet for educational purposes, such as to gather information from their school reports and to prepare their projects. There are many ways teachers can integrate this internet-based material to support a variety of low and high-level learning outcomes. But, as with commercial CBI programs, teachers need to be cautious about blindly and uncritically using web-based materials in their lessons. This leads us to our part 3 discussing about web-based instruction. Come with me and let's dig in through credibility and authenticity. Browsability. Content versus design. And lastly, its relevance. To wrap things up, when evaluating an educational resource for its instructional worth, it is important to look beyond its facade and to look at it very carefully in relation to the task it was supposed to address. These educational resources should be stimulating, interesting, and motivating so that learners will be encouraged to use it. All efforts will be wasted if the educational resource chosen cannot capture and hold the learner's attention. Thank you so much for listening and viewing this presentation of us. And I am hoping that you've learned something from this all throughout the computer based instruction.